Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. My name is Adam Rosman. I will be your host today. Please note that the meeting is being recorded. And as usual, we would start with introductions. We have one new participant. So if you feel like you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I'm Tuomo Tanskanen and I joined the Ericsson Software Technology this Monday, and I will be participating in this Metal3 development. I've been,
Yep, go on.
Yeah, I've been on for Ericsson on 9 years and probably will focus on security matters mostly. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome, Tuomo. I think there are no other new participants, so we can continue. First, a few reminders. As always, if you are watching this on YouTube and you think that your organization is ready to express itself in the open source community and register itself as an adopter of the Metal3 project, then please do so, and you can find a file where you can register yourself as an adopter in the Metal3 docs. I just highlighted the link. It's in the Metal3 docs repository. The other one is related to a long-running PR. This is for the BMO contribution guide, and we are still waiting for some reviews, and I know that some discussion already started around this, but it would be good to follow up on the question that's still active, and then if you have LGTM and approval rights and you think it's okay, please approve this. It's there for quite some time now, this PR. Yeah, and then the first actual agenda point for today is that many user guide PRs are still hanging, and it would be nice to get them merged, especially before the 8th of November, because the submission deadline for the CNCF annual review for our project is at the 8th of November. So by that time, it would be nice to have all of these open PRs approved and LGTM then merged in. It's not a problem if there are minor needs or anything like that on the PR. Let's just merge it and then notify the author that please fix this later. But let's try to push as many as we can in. Yeah, this is from me. Is there any comment on this? Okay, if not, then the next agenda point is from Kashif.
Yes, so on the same same line, I think I shared a document which I opened a month ago, or probably more than that, regarding this annual review. What we have done internally in Ericsson side is that we have made this document together. What we are gonna hopefully add a bit more. It is still, there are some rough comments here and there, but mostly the skeleton is almost ready. We would like reviews, especially from the maintainers, approvers, reviewers, and all the comments are actually welcome. If there are something missing, if there is something that's probably not correct or probably should be written in a different way, please suggest any changes. We, as Adam said, the deadline for opening or submitting this is 8th of November. but our goal is to make it mergeable or submittable pretty soon, hopefully tomorrow or Friday the latest. One thing especially we would need the special attention in the bare metal operator part, where we have tried to add all the new features that we have found. But if we have missed something, it would be really nice to actually add those here. And probably if specifically, for example, Dimitri, if you are aware about anything that which is a goal for us that we might be implementing for the next year, that would also be like very important, so that we can add that in the goal for the next year section.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's what I wanted to say on this topic, Adam. Any questions on this?
Just some additional notes, which is not yet added here, related to security. We will push for each of the repos a security.md file that will just contain that what are the still supported branches that can receive PRs that are security fixed backports, and also the address of the security mail address where people can report. That's just what I wanted to say. Is there anyone else who has something to add to this review?
I would like to add one more thing, if you still stay on the file or on the link that you were sharing. Yeah, so probably we are gonna say that we are ready for the incubation, because as we see, most of the things that are required for a project to go incubation, we are almost there. We would still like to hear from the other approvers about this. What do you feel, or what should we do in this regard? At least from our side, we think that we are ready to go for incubation.
Yeah, well, I think we have still time. So if you feel that you don't have a strong opinion at the moment, feel free to think about it. You can comment it under the incubation. Reading through actually multiple versions of what the CNCF requires, if we add the security MD file to each active repo, after that we should be compliant with the requirements. So there is, at least as far as we understand, there is nothing more required from us to go to incubation. And you might have seen that I asked about approvers, and thank you for all your responses. It was very useful. A bunch of people were still approvers here and there who shouldn't have been. So I started removing those people slowly at the moment from two repos, but I will continue. And another thing that we have noticed is that sadly we actually have a repo that lost all of its approvers this year. And this is the hardware classification controller. And one of the two approvers, as far as I understand, changed workplace, and the other one has officially signaled in the mailing list that he's no longer working on the project. So this repo, we have Zane assigned to this as an approver just in case, but he's not like an actual developer who works on it. So I think we will assign others from, or if there is anyone among you who thinks that this repo is important or would like to work on it, we are not using it downstream, as far as I know. So it's a bit out of our scope. But if you know anyone who is actively using it, like these two people will be removed from approvers. They are not working on it. Zane is not developing this, so there are no active users, at least according to my knowledge. Yeah, this is just a minor news.
So I guess if you find this repository still useful, so if you find value in that, I'm ready to volunteer to review things on it. Even though we don't use it and I'm not like perfectly familiar with the code base, I can try do some reasonable effort. I think that's anyways the same situation with Zane. If you don't find it useful, of course, we should rather retire it.
Yeah, I agree. I think we will nominate one or two members of the ESG team also to go there, and at least we will have a few people who will be on the list and can approve and review commits. I will note it down as an additional step, additional point. Okay, thanks. So is there anyone who like to add something to the CNCF or to this topic of the orphaned repository? If not, then we can continue with Ricardo's two agenda points.
Yeah, thank you. So just the first one is just please have a look at that PR that it's open since a while. I revised it today based on another fix. It's a quick review. And yeah, it's just a tentative to avoid unbound variables as much as possible. Probably need more work now that I see the CI result. But yeah, anyway, the actual, so the second point is actually what I wanted to really point your attention is a way, it's still a work in progress. There are a couple of comments from Dimitri. Thank you, by the way. So I did some tests, and this works as it is, of course, but it needs some more work to finalize it. It's a way to be able to add some kind of customization to the image when we're building it from source. This actually allows to specify an argument during the build of the container and specify a commit hash or a Gerrit refs to be able to build the image from there. In the example there, in the work in progress, you can see it applies only to Ironic, but we're going to change that and apply to basically everything that we have there, or maybe start with at least Ironic Inspector, and maybe some other important library. But in the end, it like the final goal is to be able to customize basically everything that possible with minimum effort. Again, using commit hash or Gerrit refs. If you're interested, just leave a comment there, or if like there's something wrong just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. This will be very useful for our full stack test job, because that will then gain the same functionality when it builds the ironic. And I guess the motivation behind this was what we have experienced during the SQLite issue, right?
Yes, this like we were thinking about this since a while now. It's actually necessary to be able to enable some local testing, and also for a project that we have in mind. But of course, seeing that there was an issue that actually broke the CI, and it came from upstream ironic, this kind of got like higher priority, of course. So I'm planning to finalize this before end of this week, so we can have it like under proper review during the next week.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is very useful for everyone, I think.
Sure.
Is there anyone who would like to add something to this? Any of these two tickets? If not, then we can continue with the triaging session. So some of them are old. We will have at least one new, as far as I have seen. So we had this one, this BMO loses state of nodes and requires database rebuild. We discussed it multiple times. We were not able to reproduce the issue because we would need to intentionally mess up the database. And then the original reporter has not responded since. So I think we can skip this. The next one was auto discovery. Same reporter, same situation, no communication on the ticket for months now. Third one, control plane provisioning doesn't complete. Here, Furkat was the one who volunteered to follow this issue, but as far as I know, again, no communication from the original reporter for months now. So fail to delete BMH will be the same. Here, I was the original person who answered it, but no feedback, nothing. This will be, I think, the new one. Yes. Okay, so it's very long. You can read it later. This situation actually describes a actual bare metal deployment with actual servers, physical servers, separate VLAN networks, and so on. When I have read this ticket, I see three different issues. One is this, like additional question that why, which I don't actually completely understand, that what would be the requirement here, like what should be discovered automatically. I'm not sure what are we referring to. I have no experience with this canonical mass, so if you have, you might know that what does the reporter refers to. The other one is like a legit concern or request for enhancements is about our documentation. We have discussed in-house that, or inside the ESG team, that yes, we should continue with the user guide, and as we have an actual physical lab environment, at some point we will try to try to write tutorials on real physical hardware, like how do you actually deploy to bare metal, and create either a video series or for our YouTube page, or just a written documentation with our experiences on a physical lab environment. And of course, everyone I think involved in this meeting already wrote documentation, and we know that it is important. So that's the second thing, and I agree with this. And the third thing is the actual issue, that why is this deployment is not working. So as far as I understand from things that are written here, it seems to me that the cloud init or the equivalent of cloud init, what this person would use, is not configured correctly, because as I understand from like situation 2, what is described is, I think, expected. The situation 1 is not. Basically the node image boots, they sent us node image boots on the machines, but they never became ready or provisioned. But the machine like displays the login prompt for CentOS, and it has the CentOS installed. So I think the cloud init configuration or the equivalent configuration is not correct or missing completely from the image, and that's why the node does not become the part of the cluster, at least from this explanation. That's what I understand.
Yes, I actually agree with that. It seems like the API server was not up and running, so it's not reachable. So probably if he's using Cloud Init, so Cloud Init logs would be useful. Otherwise, we need to see how and why the kubeadm it failed.
Yep. Yeah. I think so. We are now in a bit of interesting situation, because this is labeled as a bug. We are not sure whether is it a bug or not. I don't think so. It's a question, and actually 3 different questions. So I think we can still accept it for the triage, like these are valid concerns and valid questions, but not a bug in my opinion, at least not now. Should I accept it, or should we rather put it into like this other state that it needs more information, and then I answer?
Yeah, I'm also thinking if bare metal operator is the correct place to report this issue, but probably we can't change that. So yeah, maybe we need more information on that. We can't probably say at this point that there is a bug.
Yeah. Okay, I will assign myself, and I will answer accordingly. But if any of you have other opinion, just say it. Feel free to say it. Is it? No? Okay, then we will put that it needs more information, and then answer what we can already answer and ask what we need to ask. And going forward, we have only one that needs triage. This is quite new. I haven't seen this. Okay, this is a feature request. Do we have someone who is we don't have anyone who is actively working on the IPAM at the moment. I will CC here Lennart and Furkat. And maybe Jakob. I think they have a better knowledge to decide, because this is like, do they allow it or not? It's a yes or no question, and they have to describe that. What is their opinion? Okay. Is there anyone who has a strong opinion on this? Adding additional data to this field about the total IP count? Okay, then we can go forward. We don't have anything else in the needs triage state. Let's see what do we have in stale. This is not stale, or is it? Okay, this will stay in stale. It is very old, and I already once removed the stale. Oh, actually, we have completed this, don't we? Almost. We started publishing releases, and we have a release guideline. Yes. Do you think I can close this? Okay, I would close this. From my part, I would close this. Add pre-provisioning, image documentation. This is an open issue, and I have no clue. Yeah, we don't have documentation about this, I think. Okay.
Shall this be also an issue in the Metal3 docs for the books?
Exactly what I'm thinking. Yes, I think. I think because the proposal is there, I know we have seen it a few days ago when we were writing the report, and the API is there, so only the documentation is missing. Yeah, I think this is not stale, and we would need to add this. This to be. Yeah, is there anybody who has a other idea? Okay. And let's see a few people. Oh no, no one. I will check back later. Okay. Next one, BMO loses state and of no, yeah, that we discussed during the triaging. This is something. What's that? Okay, this is something that might have been forgotten. Shoot. It's certainly not stale. I have to reload the page. Okay, so it's not stale. And I have to note this somewhere. Yeah, this one. And then we had this one. Okay. So I have to ping this person. Okay. And then the last one was this. No support for boot from remote volume. This is still an active issue, an active feature request. Waiting for anyone to pick this up. And in BMO, so I will ping a few of you. Yep. Let's see. Okay. Let's add this also. Okay, I think we are done with the stale ones. Let's quickly check the frozen and the hub one. And I don't think there is anything new in the frozen. Yeah, and split up separate components. This we decided that not a priority, yes. And then the help wanted ones. Yes, user guide, user guide, user guide. This we would need to close as soon as possible. This is me. Why am I not assigned? And I will finish it before the 8th. Now I'm assigned, okay. Yes. And there are the improvement suggestions for dev. These are here, but for a long time now, nothing new. This I pointed out last time. And it looks like we are getting some traction on this. But but no definitive answer on this. And this is also getting increasingly silent. This update customized property PMH. This would be nice if someone would take a look again, but I certainly don't have a clue. I haven't noticed this PR before or issue. Okay, and then the last one. This is again fair to update bare metal host not found for machine. And there is quite a lot of discussion and no response from the person who reported it. Yeah. And this person has other unanswered questions in multiple issues. Okay, so that is the situation. We can't really do anything in Frozen and Have Wanted. If you feel that you have seen any of the Have Wanteds that you can help with, then please do so. With the Frozen, we don't have anything to do. And there was a few among the stale that actually needs attention that I collected here. And we will get back to that one long new issue in triaging. Yeah, I think that's all. Do you have a question or any improvement requests, problems, suggestions, and any agenda point that hasn't been mentioned? Okay, if not, then thank you for your time, and we will meet again next week. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.